Welcome to the Unstoppable Pursuit Podcast, where we're pushing the limits in business, life, and health. Today, it's 7 lucky strategies to win big. It's episode 37. I'm Brian Benson, and next to me, well, his favorite country song is Sometimes All You Need Is a Tube Sock. Mike Stahl. I know, that was weird. But anyway, he wrote a book called Dominate Your Day, and he's going to dominate your day right now. Check it out at his website, michaelstahl.com. You can get it for, you got a promo going on right now, don't you?
Yeah, actually hit me up. It's $9.99, which is 50% off plus shipping.
Yeah, but if you're listening to the podcast, that might change by the time you listen to this.
Yeah, but if you are listening, you can use code 5050 off. And then you can get it.
I like that. 50 off.
All right, let's rock and roll, people. The fear of standing out holds back many individuals from becoming the best they can be. They become worried that people will have an opinion about them or critique them in a way that they disagree with. On any level, when you stand up for something you believe in or you establish yourself as a leader of some sort in a particular field, you are subject to criticism. The problem with saying nothing, though, is that you are doing nothing. The problem with doing nothing is that you are going to be nothing. So you should have an opinion and take a stance, stand up for what you believe in, and take pride in your resistance and what you do.
Damn, didn't we just kind of talk about that?
That's why I chose that. I chose that one because Brian and I were talking about that before we actually went live on here, is that you can't be afraid of putting yourself out there. So I thought it was appropriate.
Yeah, you can't be afraid to put yourself out there and you can't care what anybody else thinks, because you're just going to, you won't succeed. And you know, if you want to be a linchpin, which I know I talk about, but I'm a huge Seth Godin fan, and I just believe that, dude. Like, if you're just going to be a cog in the system and just be a mediocre person, then, you know, don't put yourself out there and stand in line, collect your paycheck, and move on with life. If you want to do something different, and you want to grow, and you want to be your best self, then get out there and put yourself out there and don't care what people think. All right, let's get into the 7 lucky strategies to win big. Number 1. Wake up early.
People say they don't have enough time in the day to do this or do that. They complain that maybe they're working a full-time job, they have kids, they have this, they have that. I mean, there could be like 150 things that you name off, but truly, it's not about if you have time, it's about prioritizing and kind of making time. And a great way to do that, and number 1, is to wake up early. If you want to get 365 hours extra, all you need to do is wake up an hour earlier every single day.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's easy to hit that snooze button. And in that quote that I say is, if you hit the snooze button, you're going to end up working for somebody who didn't. And it's so true, is that I personally feel awesome when I get up earlier in the day. I know you're up super early because Teresa's on the news, and now you have a kid, which means you don't even sleep at all.
I haven't slept in months.
Yeah, you look like a train wreck, but that's okay. No. But yeah, that's a great way to get that time back. I think it's very important to get up early, hit that coffee, and hit the ground running, because that's a great time. Like, I'm very productive in the morning. You know, that's my best time. We've talked about that before, that there are certain time frames throughout the day that people are more productive in. But don't make the excuse. And Brian and I talked about this before, is that people always say, I don't have time, whatever. Think about anything that is important to you, and I guarantee that you find time to do that. Like, let's say you love to ride bikes. You don't have time for anything else, but all of a sudden you have time to ride a bike. That's because you prioritized it and you made it a priority, so you made time for it. You rearranged. You somehow found a way. So if it's important to you, you will find a way to make time.
You know what? And that's the best. I love that. You hit the nail on the head. Like, seriously, if you say you don't have time, that means it's just not that important to you.
Exactly.
That just means you don't care enough about it. I don't want to hear that. Saying that is like such an excuse for me. Like, oh, I don't have enough time. Like, dude, if you want it bad enough, you will find the time. You will create the time. You will make it happen. I can promise you that. Mike and I want this podcast so bad that we make time for this no matter what. If we can't do a Thursday, we rearrange our schedules together and we make it happen. I mean, that's just the reality of it. And The other thing is just some actionable tips that, because I was an early riser. I was like a 4:15-ish kind of guy. I was at the gym by 5 every day. You want to wake up early? I can tell you a few things. One, like put your alarm clock like on the other side of the room, like so you are forced to get up. Two, put your feet on the floor immediately. Like get your feet on the floor. Put your bare feet, or if you sleep in socks, I don't know anybody who does, but yeah, I mean like put your feet on the floor, get your blood like going. Like you just gotta like hop right up. And although it's uncomfortable, the other thing is rip a cold shower. Dude, that'll get your ass up right away. Shock your nervous system, find ways to just like snap you right into the day. But like Mike said, like getting up early can definitely give you more time in your life and in your day. Like, no more excuses. We're tired of them. That's what was my rant on Facebook today. Check out my Facebook. Like, dude, I'm so tired of people telling me I don't have time. You have time. You have it.
Yeah. I like the example of you saying putting the alarm clock away from there, because like literally that forces you to have to get up. Like,
yeah.
You're going to get so annoyed by that. And I didn't even think of that one too. Another one I like to do is like, let's say I have my alarm set for 6:15. That's the time I want to get up. Then I have on my iPhone, I have 6:15, I have 6:20, 6:25, 6:30. So like,
set like 10
that's
alarms.
fine. Yep, that's fine. I snooze in the first 3, but like that last one keeps going and going, and you have to get up, you know?
Yeah.
But I think the exercise thing is a good point too, is that a lot of people, they don't have time for exercise. Well, whatever, you get up an hour early and you do it in the morning, or you do it at lunch, or you do it at night, or you're doing it at home, you know? Like, I see plenty of people on social media that like they'll post videos of them, their kids are in the background doing whatever, and they're doing like an exercise video on their living room floor.
I know.
You got to do what you got to do. But the point number one is, if you don't have time for something, bottom line is that means that that's not important to you.
I know.
Period.
I know.
That's number one. Number two, work harder than you think you did yesterday.
I mean, this is something that Mike and I preach all the time. Like, and I think there's a great book called How Successful People Think by John C. Maxwell, and he talks about how when successful people think, they reflect. So I think if you're not doing it every day, at least do it every week or every month. But I would always, you know what? I would reflect every day and just look back and say, okay, where were some of the things where I could have worked a little harder? That way you're going in the next day ready to work harder than you did the day before, the things that you missed out on. Maybe you make a list of things. Maybe you write.
I just jotted it down. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, but I would throw that out there, is just say like, if you want to be successful, you will reflect on what you did the day before, and you will always improve. Because if you don't think about what you did the day before, you can't improve. Right. You can't improve because you forget, you know, oh, did I work this hard yesterday? I don't know. But you should always think about that. That's
And we talk about not comparing ourselves to others, but comparing ourselves to ourselves. And I think that's a good point, because literally you're reflecting, you're comparing yourself to the version of yourself the day before.
Yeah.
And if you can beat that, then you're going to win the long game. Like you need to promise yourself that you're going to be the hardest worker in the room, no matter where you go. The Rock always says that. He goes, other people may have more talent than me, but I'm always going to be the hardest working person in the room. I will make sure of that I am balls to the wall, and that I'm putting my heart and soul into each and every day. But I think you brought up a good point, and the reflection is, like you need, and we talk about that, you need to keep score.
Yeah.
Because then you have nothing to compare to from the day before. You have nothing to reflect on. So I think that's awesome. Thinking about what you did yesterday and thinking, how can I top that? That's what I'm going to do today.
Yeah, it's motivating. All right, number 3, and the reason this is a good one for Mike is, never go more than 3 days without exercise.
Personally, I am a man of momentum, and for me, like if I go a certain amount of time or a certain amount of days without healthy eating or exercising, like I tend to kind of keep going that route. You know what I mean? So like that's why I say I'm a man of momentum. Is like when I'm on a roll, like I want to keep going with something. I want to seize that energy and the motivation, and I want to keep it going for as long as I can. But you know, oftentimes we kind of skip over the importance of healthy eating and exercising because we focus so much on the business aspect on this. But yeah, I think that, you know, for me, like personally, I think that getting in a workout is like my equilibrium. It is my outlet. It allows me to kind of recenter and refocus. And to be honest with you, dude, when I'm in the gym, I think a lot about like our podcast. I think a lot about like what we're trying to accomplish in my goals. And that's like my time where like everything kind of is easier to think about for me. Even though I got like loud music on, that's just what works for me. But the exercise component is obviously huge to this.
Yeah, I mean, I told my wife yesterday, I was like, I just like get cranky when I don't work out, like,
I do too.
like I did miss last week, like I'll be honest, but I mean, again, like I can't make excuses, but it was really difficult last week. I probably worked till 10 o'clock every night. My early mornings were taking care of my kids, so I just was put more priorities on other things besides working out, but I think that it is so important. Like, even if, like Mike said in the one before, is like, dude, like, do like a 30-minute workout at home. You know what I mean? Like, get down, do some push-ups or do something. Like, you gotta do some physical exercise at least every day or every couple days. Like, if you go with more than 3 days without, you need to burn off that energy. You need to get out that stress. You need to release some of that energy. And then it also gives you energy too, because you feel better. So I think that's really, really important.
You get the endorphins flowing. Now, Brian actually works out in the morning, which is an awesome way, and that's just what he has to do for his schedule, but that's an awesome way to set the tone for the day. Now me, however, with my schedule, I usually work at night because I don't have any kids or anything like that.
Well, I don't work out in the morning anymore.
Well, right now.
Yeah, not right now. But I am a morning workout.
Yeah. Really set the tone.
I still may start just doing morning workouts at home. At home, yeah.
Yeah. There's actually some research that has come out talking about people that actually skip workouts during the week, and then on Saturday and Sunday they go in and they call them the weekend warrior, where they just like pound the shit out of their body on the weekend in the gym to make up for the week. And the research actually showed that that's not really healthy for the body, to go like 5 days without exercising and then you go in on Saturday and Sunday and you're just like crushing it.
Yeah.
Like, it's very stressful for the body. It's better for the body to have consistent exercise than to go in on the weekend and just like crush your body 2 days in a row and then you go 5 days without doing anything. Your body likes more consistent movement.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that shows the importance of, you may feel like it's better to exercise than not at all, and it may be, but it's better to consistently exercise than just, it's kind of like, maybe like an eating disorder, like where you like don't eat for a long period of time and then you eat a ton. That's kind of, it's not good for the body. It's hard for the body to digest. Your body likes consistency more than anything.
I was actually gonna relate that to being a binge drinker, but yeah, eating too is fine.
Yeah, Brian, go ahead and speak a little bit about college here.
Well, you know what I mean. Like, you don't drink for a while, you start acting like this guy over here. When you don't drink for a while, right, your tolerance goes down, so then you like binge drink, dude, you're just messed up.
So now you're promoting consistently drinking throughout the week.
I would say you should definitely drink 10 beers a day, and that would be, okay, that is a joke,
it's less havoc
people,
on the body from when you're a weekend warrior drinking.
I'm definitely not.
All right.
Oh, is that me? No, that's you. I read the last one.
Make time to read every single day. Sorry. Make time to read every single day.
I think I consume a lot of information. Actually, I technically read every day. I listen to books. So every day on my way to work, on my way home, I listen to audiobooks. I think, actually, my intern the other day came in and he said, how much time do you spend consuming information versus taking action on that and doing? And I said, dude, I like to do more than I like to consume at this point, because 2016 was consumption, so much consumption of learning and understanding and growing and figuring shit out. Now, I like to do more, but I really believe that this is so true. Every day you should try to learn something or read something, or Mike's book is perfect. Think about it. You're literally getting a short 2-sentence or paragraph thing, and that's all you need, right? That's your motivation for the day. That's what's going to keep you going. You need to have something every single day. I just believe you have to.
And that's why I took the approach with the book, is because I myself, like sometimes I like to read for long periods of time, but other times I do not. So I thought I'm going to do a daily devotional that's short to the point, like less than a minute, because people's attention spans nowadays are very short. So I figured that was my best bet for that. You know, but then I've read things where it said, and I don't know if this stuff is true, but I saw it on social media, it said the average multimillionaire reads 1 book a week. I don't even know if that's true, because honestly, like I see what you and I are doing right now. We're not multimillionaires, but I'm saying like the amount of work that we're putting in, like that would be hard to probably read like a big book, one whole book per week. You know what I mean?
Really
but
tough.
Whether you like to read or you like to listen to audio, like obviously you could listen to our iTunes podcast, like driving to work in the morning or whatever. And if that's a substitution for reading, then so be it. Hopefully you're learning a lot from that. But I guess this is probably different for everyone, but I think the main point for number 4 is just to invest a little bit of time each day into your self-growth.
Yeah.
You know, whether it is reading or watching a YouTube video that's informational or whatever, that's going to move you closer towards your goals.
100%, bro. All right, number 5, and this came from one of our listeners. She wrote me a Facebook message. She said, "Can you talk about not listening to the doubters?" So number 5 is don't listen to the doubters.
This one, the first thing I think of is today there was a sponsored post on Facebook by Les Brown, who I know you're a huge fan of.
Yeah.
And he had written on his post, he said, how come it's when we're really young, everyone's telling you that you can do anything you want to do. You can go out and be who you want to be. You have the freedom to do whatever you want to do. But then as we get older, it's the exact opposite. People are telling you, they're doubting you, they're telling you, well, you're probably too old for that, or that's too much work or whatever, and it becomes the exact opposite. And he's like, I don't understand what people's mindset is on that. So it's true. We're kind of set up as a kid, telling you can be anything you want to be, a doctor, a lawyer, or whatever, you know, a pilot. And then as we get older, there's way more people that, whether it's jealousy or whether they feel that about themselves, they're telling you all these things on why it can't work out, you know, but you really have to just stay true to what your ambitions are, you know. And like for us, with Brian and I on this podcast, like, you know, I've had people question me like, well, what do you guys want to do with it though? Like, what do you think you're even going to get out of it? Well, I mean, really, I don't need to explain that to them, you know, but we do. We have a game. We have a game plan. We have a vision. We have goals that we want to accomplish with that. And frankly, I'm not concerned with what anyone has to say negatively about the podcast. Like, I'm open to constructive criticism, but if you blatantly, like, don't think we can do it, that goes in one ear, out the other, with no interpretation in between.
Yeah.
True.
I know. Yeah, you got to be a duck, you know. You just got to let the water roll off your back. And, you know, I've had people, and like, dude, just like you, like, I've either had people question me on, like, why we're doing this, but I've also had people, like, make fun of us. Like, oh, who's listening to The Unstoppable Pursuit? Ha, ha, ha. Like, but I know they're being sarcastic and joking because they're like,
thank you for another view.
Yeah, but they weren't. But they were joking. Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like, the people who doubt you, like, they're just jealous that they're not taking action on what they truly want. That's my opinion. I mean, I think when people doubt you, they're just so pissed off at themselves that they're not taking action on their own dreams. And you know what? Again, it goes back to, like, dude, like, is it a dream of yours to be what you want if you aren't taking action on it? Like, you and I want this so bad. Like, we see clothing lines, we see drinks in our future, like energy drinks in our future, we see speaking gigs, we see all this stuff, and we want that so bad. You know, so we're just going to continue and not care what anybody else says. But then there's all those other people who say, oh, I want this, I want that, blah, blah, blah. They never take action, so all they try to do is bring us down. And It's like, dude, you can't keep a good dog down, bro.
And I think, like, after you say all that, I think that's what we want.
Yeah.
Whether you want it, you're either with us or you're against us.
Yeah, I don't care what you want, frankly.
Exactly. And frankly, you came up with that on your own.
Yeah.
That's your thing. That doesn't even align with my thing. So, like, I don't care.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's just the truth of the matter.
I love it.
I mean, we care about the people that are watching and listening, and we want you guys to do exceptionally well. That's why we're doing this podcast, is to pay it forward. But if you are committed to misunderstanding me all the time,
Yeah.
dude, ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Number 6, tell someone you appreciate them. Which is kind of cool that we're coming with this now, because there are going to be plenty of doubters.
Yeah.
But there's also going to be a lot of people that probably are very supportive and want to see you do well, and this is your opportunity.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is like the person who wrote me about that doubters thing, like that's somebody that like I tell all the time that I appreciate, Like,
you hold on to those comments way more than you hold on to the other people that are negative.
oh yeah, dude.
At this stage in the game, like I don't have time
It's
to
different.
focus on the negativity. If someone sends you a positive comment, if someone sends Brian a positive comment, I can vouch for you and say the first thing you do is you screenshot it and you send it to me.
Yeah, all the time, because
Like,
it
dude,
gives
we're
me a
not
high,
we're not
man.
speaking negatively over us.
No.
We're not letting negative comments go over top of us. Like anytime we get a positive comment, we blow that shit up. We celebrate the positivity.
Yeah.
Honestly, we both send each other positive stuff that people say. Like, we don't send negative stuff.
No, exactly. Like, there's no point.
We're not stopping what we're doing.
Yeah.
Okay, we just talked about that before we went live. Like, there's no turning back. We're going to keep going. So why would we let a negative comment affect us?
No, it
we're
can't.
Too committed
It can't.
to winning.
We're so committed, and that's what we want to inspire other people to do. Like, I mean, dude, we appreciate, I think, so much. Like, and we talk all the time. Like, oh, you were telling me about someone who came up to you at the gym the other day, who was like, oh, that's cool what you're doing. Like, dude, you appreciate that person. We appreciate the people who take the time to listen to us, to download us, to all that stuff. Like, the appreciation, like, it can't go too far. Like, we love it. Like, we are so committed to helping people, and we're so appreciative to that. But I love that commitment thing, and I know it's kind of off the topic, but it's just, we want others to get as committed as we are about this podcast to whatever it is that they want. Like, if you want something, like, commit and go, but appreciate people along the way. Always, I think gratitude can go a long way. If you tell somebody, if you walked into your office and somebody helped you with something, your secretary or whatever, like, and you just tell them, like, or give them a call or shoot them a text or just whatever, and be like, dude, I appreciated what you, just you as a person, or appreciate your help, or I've appreciated things you've done for me in the past. Dude, you will change that person's day so much, and it's so, you need to be grateful and appreciate people.
And it could go either way. Like, I wrote down on my notepad, there's two things, and both scenarios could happen. As you go along your journey more and more, let's say you become more and more successful, or you get into better and better shape, and you're feeling very healthy, and you're really taking control of your health, or you're getting super successful, your vision and your mission could get bigger, and your team possibly could get smaller, because there may be a lot of people that just really aren't on board, and you only have a select few people that really you can count on.
Yeah.
That could happen. I'm not saying that like your team's going to get smaller and smaller, because it could be the other way around. It could be that your vision gets bigger and you got more and more people with the movement that really want to be a part of it. Because I'm not saying that, I don't want this to be negative based where we say that, oh, as you get more successful, more and more people are going to hate you. That's not necessarily the truth.
Right.
It could go either way. I don't want you to feel like you're going to be super, super lonely as you get into better shape, or whatever, you're doing really well with
you
your
just find your tribe that
Exactly.
goes along
happen.
with that.
Yep, you find your tribe and you find your circle, and maybe your team does grow bigger as you get more successful. I've seen a lot of companies and people that it's gotten bigger and bigger and bigger, and they keep adding more people because everyone is loving it. It's positive, it's motivating, maybe it's a great product or service, so it could go either way, so just be open to that. But just know that there are going to be people you can trust, and people that maybe aren't on your level when it comes to wanting to be successful, or maybe you guys just don't have the same vision in life, and that's okay.
Yeah, totally. All right, number 7, do something for you every single day.
This goes back to, I think, number 4. When we thought of this particular topic, I think it's important that amongst your busy day and maybe you have like a monotonous routine, I think it's easy to lose a sense of yourself along the journey. You get super, super busy and life gets in the way and you got all these different things coming up, and I just think it's important that no matter what it is, let's say you really like riding bikes, like make it a point a couple times a week to like hop on your bicycle and go for like a 10-15 minute bike ride. Or let's say you like to, you know, be down at the beach, like maybe a couple nights a week, even though it's super, super busy, stop down to the beach. Because we live in Florida. Sorry if you're like in Colorado, you're listening to this in Colorado or something like that, but you go down, you catch a sunset maybe once or twice a week. Like, don't forget those small little things that kind of like are your equilibrium, you know, to invest that little bit of time in yourself during the week, because you don't want to lose a sense of like what really makes you happy.
Yeah, I dude, and I think like personal happiness only drives like more happiness for everybody in your life and everything around you. I mean, my wife is amazing. Like, Therese is like, yesterday, she knows like I work really hard, she's working really hard, but like it was like getting toward the end of the day, and she's like, you know, when you come home, like I'm gonna go to the gym, and you know, I respect that, you know, and I'm like, dude, like I want you to like do that for you. But like she always says to me, like, I want you to do something for yourself, like, because she knows like that if I'm personally happy, like I'm gonna be so much better like every day. So she's like, when I come home, like go out, like go to the gym, like go do something that's going to do something good for you. And she knows how important that is, and that's why she supports the podcast and supports like that. But I think that that's so important, is not only you need to do something for you every single day, but you need to have somebody in your life who supports you doing something for you every single day. But dude, it does go back to it's like invest in yourself, do something for you, like whatever that is, like meditate, read, take a second to just like do you, because if you're doing you, like then you're going to be so much better. I just think you're going to be better. That's it.
The little example I give is like, you know, making weekly deposits into your bank of your happiness bank, so you can take some withdrawals on occasion too. Like if going to the gym is your thing, well, make sure you get your workouts in. Those are your deposits, so that when you want to go out and eat a bad meal or an unhealthy meal, what people would call it, or have some drinks with your friends, you can take out those withdrawals. You know what I mean? And have some sort of a balance, so that you know you still have that equilibrium for your happiness. So that's a big key for that.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Hey. All right. Oh, geez. We're gonna get into the challenge. I almost like too much bang. I think we both took a sip and there's absolutely nothing left in there.
I got that last one.
Yeah. I was like, oh, it's cotton candy. All right. So I think the thing that I want to talk about here with the challenge that I think is so important is number 6. Tell someone you appreciate them. I can't really beat that over the head enough, because like I said, you can change somebody's attitude in a frickin' instant if you just tell them you're grateful for them, or you tell them you appreciate them. So if you see somebody that you work with, or you know somebody you care about, a friend you haven't talked to in a while, like, dude, just shoot them a text, be like, I appreciate you, bro, or like, I just appreciate your friendship or something, because you know what that feels like for you, and it goes back to the emotional bank account. It's like, why not deposit a little bit in somebody else's bank? You know, like build some self-esteem, tell people you appreciate them. It's worth it.
And my health tip, I love that, Brian. My health tip is you cannot use as an excuse anymore that your treadmill is broken. Okay, people at home, everyone's treadmill usually is broken, and they use it like as a hanger for clothes and whatnot, and it's in the spare bedroom. Well, guess what? There's something called dead mills, and I do them myself probably 4 to 5 days a week. That's what I'm doing right now for my cardio at the gym. Essentially, you take a dead treadmill that is not turned on, and you push the belt yourself. Like you're pushing a sled in front of you, but you're having to move the belt yourself, and it's like pushing a car in neutral. And I get weird looks when I'm at the gym doing it, but after I lift, I'll go over to the treadmill and I'll leave it off, and I will put my hand on the handlebars, and I will drive through my legs, and I'll keep my hands on the handlebars, and I will drive the belt as fast as I can, like I'm sprinting, and I'll do that for 15 seconds, right? Then I rest for 45 seconds. That's 1 minute. You do that 8 times, okay? That doesn't seem like a lot, but in reality, 15 seconds, 8 times is 2 minutes of cardio. 2 minutes. You will feel like you're going to die. You will feel like it's 45 minutes or you just ran the Boston Marathon. But I'm telling you, it's a fantastic form of cardio. If you have a broken treadmill, great. You do not have to get rid of it. Do dead mills. Have a little stopwatch. I use my phone. I just let it run from 0. Once it gets up to 45 seconds, I do 15-second sprint, rest for 45 seconds, do that 8 times. You're going to hate me but love me at the same time because then you'll have a six-pack and you'll be shredded. Try those dead mills. Brian's going to try them now when he goes to the gym.
I want to do them. I'm going to do a dead mill. All right. Hey, thank you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Facebook. Thank you, everybody. We appreciate you so much. Oh, man. We do appreciate these people, right?
Yes,
They
we
give
do.
us a lot of...
Yeah.
All right, thank you guys. Remember to subscribe, rate, and review the podcast if we made a change in your life. We love you guys. We care about you. We want you to be successful. Now get out there and crush it. And we will see you all on the next episode.